welcome to the NBL, and today we're gonna here's yesterday's games. Yeah, the more did fall, so some of the letters are screwed up. I'm not gonna fix them, but we're gonna left to right, top to bottom. We're gonna fly through these. So Vancouver and Houston. So the Vancouver Grizzlies, they get a 2-0 win over the Houston Cosmos today. This ties the series at 1 as the Cosmos won yesterday. So they just get the shutouts. He runs 5 hits, 1 error for the Grizzlies, and just 1 hit for the Cosmos. So Houston just almost a no-hitter. It's probably what happened where it broke up a no-hitter. Moving on to the Albuquerque Aliens and the San Diego Seals. So the Albuquerque Aliens win 3-1, and Albuquerque bad start. They might be pulling an Atlanta Braves here, where they had a terrible start and then they recover. 3-1 win over the San Diego Seals. And 5 hits. San Diego had more hits, 8-6. But the Aliens hold them to 1 run, and they take a 1-0 series lead in that series. Then we move to the Boston Whalers and the Toronto Huskies. So game 2. But Boston, they got the win yesterday for game 1. And they just squeaked out a win here. 4-3 over the Huskies. 10 hits for the Whalers. Just 4 hits for Toronto. No errors. But Boston, I'm surprised they didn't score more runs. They just get the win, squeak the win out 4-3. Now here's an interesting game. So the Oakland Ocean and the Las Vegas Gamblers. The Gamblers were shut out 6-0. Gamblers, they have 9 hits. I've starting to notice that they're struggling, especially against Oakland. Seems to be a bad matchup for Vegas. The Oakland Ocean, shut them out 6-0. They got a 2-1 win yesterday. 6 runs, 12 hits and an error for the Ocean. They just absolutely dominated the Gamblers here. And they don't bring a single run home despite having 9 hits. Ocean lead the series 2-0. Now to the one I covered. Columbus Aviators and the Cincinnati Steamers. That's salt. I mean, I did have some crackers earlier, but I don't know. I got on the board. But anyway, the Columbus Aviators and the Cincinnati Steamers, I loved this game. This was one of the most fun games I've called. 7-1 Aviators. Diego Valdez Jr. A triple shy of a cycle. 7 runs on 12 hits for the Aviators, just fantastic. They hold the Stingers to 1 home run, which was a 429-foot bomb from Matt Chapman. 7 hits for the Stingers, but that homer was the only thing they scored yesterday. No errors. Aviators take a 1-0 series lead. That's a good way to open a series after getting swept. Then move on to the Firebirds and the Seattle Sasquatch. So, Firebirds breaking this series open. That's 2-0 because they played yesterday. And just triple check just to make sure. I know they played yesterday. Yeah, they played. Marker. There we go. Pirates lead 2-0 in the series. So yes. So that they broke this series wide open in both with these two wins. They won 7-3 yesterday and then a 6-3 win today. So they basically repeated it. They just don't they outscored the Seattle Sasquatch, and it's winning them the game. It's winning them this series. They're gonna look for the sweep tomorrow. No errors. The reason it was so late is because I decided to play a lot of this game called Crossy Road. If you play games, you know what I'm talking about. And I kind of ran. Time passed quite quickly. But anyway, the Firebirds win 2-0 over the Seattle Sasquatch. So they move down to the bottom row. The Philadelphia Liberty and the Washington Monuments. The Battle of the Patriots. Philly and Washington. The Liberty here. they squeak out a win. They have less offensive production statistically, but they're scoring more. They score more runs, probably like walks and stuff. That's they score. So yeah, it is more fun when you have games that have less at bats that result in a strikeout, home run, or a walk, strikeout, or home run. It is more fun when you have plays that are not that. You know what I'm talking about. If you know baseball stats, you know what I'm talking about. There's a stat for that. Plays that don't result in a strikeout, walk, or home run, aka balls in play. So the Liberty, they win this game 5-4 over the Washington Monuments. 6 hits for Philadelphia, 8 hits for the Monuments, but they only score 4 runs. And then that's the game. And I did not put a series lead on that. I have it open. Not really surprising. Surprised that it was close. Yeah, another writing looks terrible. It says PHI for Philadelphia leads 2-0. So they won yesterday 6-3, and then they won 5-4. So they just I'm surprised it wasn't. I'm surprised it was this close. So then we move on to Chicago and Tampa Bay. There is still going to be 6 games after this. So Chicago Railers 4 runs on 6 hits. They're finding ways to win. They are finding ways to win. 4 runs, 6 hits, no errors, and they give up. Similar to this game, they gave up 8 more hits. The Titans, they produce more, but they score less. 8 hits. They were able to bring 3 runs home. Railers win 4-3. Final game of this sport, the New York Mets being hosted by the Detroit Motors. It's the same story as yesterday. Yesterday was that 13-4, just obliteration of the Motors. Same thing here. 9 runs, 9-3 the score. 9 runs on 14 hits for the Mets. So they were just an offensive machine. They do give up 1 error, but it doesn't mean anything. They allow 7 hits for the Motors, and they score 3 runs on those 7 hits. Mets lead 2-0 in the series. That's it for this board. I'm Thomas, your host. Stick around. Here's board number 2. Still got the Yankees hat on. I really like this hat, by the way. So here's board number 2. Same old procedure. So we'll start with the Edmonton Eagles and the Montreal Expos in Edmonton. So game 2 of a 3-game series here. So the Eagles won 6-5 in the first game, and the Expos here they come right back with a 3-1 win in game 2. 11 hits. I'm surprised they didn't score more. Great job of the Expos here. Shut the Eagles down. They did a really good job offensively here. And won the game 3-1. Tied the series 1 game apiece. See who wins tomorrow. Then we head to downtown Manhattan where the Brooklyn team, the New York Sailors, they're currently on home start. Meanwhile, the Knights are on the road. They play in one stadium. They share a stadium in this league. The Sailors, 7 runs on 12 hits. The Memphis Blues, 11 runs on 15 hits. 1 error for Memphis. It is just offensive mayhem in this ball game. The Blues, they just happen to score more runs. They lead the series 1-0. Just both sides, but Memphis a little more. Then we had the St. Louis Stars and the Texas Twisters in St. Louis. Game 2 of a 3-game series as well, just like this one. They're almost identical scenarios, except for this one's a little less hits from the winning team. So the Stars, they were able to take game 1. And then the Twisters with a respond here. Finally, they win a game. It's been a while. They win 3-1 over the St. Louis Stars. Just enough to win. 6 hits, no errors. And they hold the Stars to just 1 run, 7 hits, no errors. Series tied 1 game apiece. We'll see who wins. Actually, today. Today, not I said tomorrow multiple times. Today, we'll see who wins today or tonight. Then in down south, we have the second of a 3-game series. The Sunrays and the Utah Raptors. So Orlando here just squeaking out a win. Their defense saves them in this game. I can just tell. 11 hits and an error, and they're somehow able to hold Utah to 3 runs. They score 4, probably in extra innings. 6 hits for the Sunrays. They lead 2-0. Then we end Portland and Minnesota. The Northern Lights being hosted by the Anchors in downtown Portland. So Anchors again, but similar thing here. The Anchors, they're able to. Their defense doing a lot of the work because 9 hits for the Northern Lights. They only score a run. When you don't score a lot, but your opponent has a lot of hits, and you only give up so little, that means your defense is good. So the Anchors, or they were good in that moment. The Anchors able to leave probably quite a few on base. I don't know the exact number because it could vary. Just the hits doesn't tell you that. So the Northern Lights, they want to get 9 hitters on base, but the Anchors only allow 1 run to actually score. They score 3 runs, 8 hits, and an error. The error must not affect much because they won the game 3-1, and that's the way to open a 3-game series. They lead 1-0. Then we had New Orleans, the Battle of the Mississippi River. Because these teams are not that far geographically away from the Mississippi. Just New Orleans is just slightly to the west of the river. Atlanta is quite far to the east, but still close enough. It's still not that far. They're the closest team besides these are the 2 closest teams to the Mississippi River, and they're in the area where it's the full mile wide. So it's in New Orleans. So the Gators here, they squeak out a win in a very close game. They able to win game 2, 4 runs and 8 hits. They do commit crucial errors, but they outscore their mistakes. They win 4-3. Both teams have 8 hits, 1 error for the Arrows, 2 errors for the New Orleans Gators. Series tied at 1, and that does it for these recaps. Goodbye. See ya. Let's go Yanks.